Hi children, how are you all? I hope you all fine. Okay, so in the previous class we have discussed multiplication of integers. So today, now in this class we are going to discuss the properties of integers. So okay, so I have a doubt. What is this properties? So can we define in our real life? So yes, this property says nothing but in our society we will follow some rules like traffic rules. So while going on the road we have to follow traffic rules. Not only that, if you go to market, we should stand in queue form. So wherever we go, we are following all these rules. Okay, like that we are having properties of integers. That means in the integers we are having some rules. So what is the first rule we are having? That is the first property. So that is closure property. Our first property is closure property. Okay. So I will tell one small situation. So if we take two friends, those two friends have good qualities. That means those two are good persons. So when they are going to start a new business, so what will be the result of that business? So obviously the two persons are good. That means they are having only good thoughts, positive thoughts. Then what happens if they start any work also? They will get the result as good. Okay. So likewise, if you take two integers and two positive integers. So for example, 2 is a positive integer, 3 is a positive integer. So if I add them, 2 plus 3, how much we are getting? 5. That is a positive number. So two friends are doing a business together, then the result also they got a positive result. Okay, that means if you take any two integers, not only positive integers. So if you take one integer, one positive integer, one negative integer, then the result is what we get? Positive number. So minus 2 plus 3 is positive 1. In the same way, if you observe this 4 minus 2 is 4 plus or minus 2. And what is the answer we are getting? Integer. So likewise, minus 3 plus or minus 2. Then what is the answer we are getting? Integer. So here, if we take two integers and if we add them, whatever the two integers, whether it is a positive integer, negative integer, so the result is also an integer. Okay. So that is the first closure property. Closure property is nothing but if you take any two integers, then the addition of those two integers is also an integer. So, what is the general form of the closure property? In general, A comma B are integers belongs to Z. This is a symbol for belongs to. That means Z. Z means integers. So, A, B are from the Z. That means integers. So, then A plus B is also an integer. Then A plus B is also an integer. This is the general form of the closure property under addition. So we have discussed it about under addition. Then what about the subtraction? Closure property under subtraction. Let us take any two integers, 2 and 3. Here we have taken two integers, 2 and 3. Same two integers we will take now. So, but what is the operation we have to do now? Subtraction. So, 2 minus 3. So, what is the result we got? Minus 1. Minus 1 is an integer or not? Yes, it is also an integer. In the same way, minus 2 minus of plus 3. So, here again I have taken negative integer and the positive integer. Operation is subtraction. Then what is the result I am getting here? Minus 5. Minus 5 is also an integer. In the same way, minus 2 minus of minus 3. That means two negative integers. If we subtract, then what happens here? What happens? Both are having minus and we will get plus 1. So that is also an integer. So under subtraction also we will get the integers. If we take two integers and we subtract it, we will get the result as integer. So what is closure property I said? In general, AB belongs to Z, then A plus B also belongs to Z. In the same way, also belongs to Z. So under subtraction also we will get integer only. So in the same way we will discuss under multiplication. So see 2 into 3, if we take 2 integers, then what is the multiplication of 2 into 3? 6. Positive integer, again minus 2 into 3, again minus 6, that is also an integer, minus 2 into minus 3, that is also an integer. So under multiplication also, if you take 2 integers and we did the operation multiplication, then the result is also an integer. Okay. So a comma b belongs to integers, then a into b is also an integer. So closure property satisfies under addition, under subtraction, under multiplication. Then what is the last operation we are having? So that is division. So see, under division we will check now. 2 is an integer, 3 is an integer. What is the operation we have to do here? Division. So 2 divided by 3, we will get the sum quotient. So is it a integer? No, it is in another form. This is not an integer. So closure property won't satisfy under division. That means AB belongs to integers, but A divided B does not belongs to integer. Okay. So like this we discussed closure property under addition, under subtraction, under multiplication, and under division. So but which property, which operation is satisfying? So closure property satisfies under addition, under subtraction, and multiplication, but not under division. Okay. So we have discussed it, closure property, right? Now I am going to tell you the second property, commutative property. Before going to tell the commutative property, I will tell one sentence in Telugu, that is, and I will explain about that sentence. Okay, that is Markata Nyayam and Marjalam. What is Markatam? Do you know Markatam? In Telugu, Markatam means Kodi, and Marjalam means Pili. So what is this Markata Nyayam, Marjalam? What is the relation to this in this math subject, right? So I will tell. So Markata Nyayam means కోతి ఏం చేస్తుంది, కోతి వెళ్తూ ఉంటే పిల్ల దాన్ని పొట్టను పాటేసుకొని దాన్ని ఫాలో అవుతుంది. సో వేర్ ఎవర్ ద మంకీ గోస్, the child of that monkey will catch her stomach and it will go like that. So that means your child is following mother. So mother is protecting her in that way. Okay. Then what about Marjala? Marjala means pilli. So what cat is doing here? Wherever the cat want to go, her child, it catches with its mouth. Here, mother is catching child. In Markatnya, child is catching mother. So in both ways, what they are doing, they are protecting the child. Whether child is going back to mother or mother is taking child. In both ways, only one thing is common. What is protection of the child? So like that, in the commutative property also, same we will get. So that also I will explain through an example, right? So what is the example? So I want to go to my house. So my house is here. So my house is here. I am going to reach my house. So I am standing here on the road. So from road to my house, I want to go to my house from road. So to my house there are two ways. So one is from right side, another one is from left side. Like this, two ways are there. So I can reach my house in both ways, whether I go from right side or whether I go from left side. So the destiny is same, to reach my house. That means to reach my house I have two ways. In any way I go also, I will get the same house. Okay. So like that in commutative property. So second property is commutative property. What is commutative property? Just now I explained two examples. One is I told in Telugu quotation, and one example I told to reach my house there are two ways. So in the same way, if I take any two numbers, 2 and 3, If I add those two numbers, so 2 plus 3, then what is the result we are getting here? 5. Okay. Then if I reverse the numbers, position of the numbers, 3 plus 2, then also I got the result 5. That means if we add the two numbers in any case, the result is same. So just now I said Markata Nyayam and Marjala Nyayam. So in that what happens? The protection of child is the common thing for both two things. But what they are doing in the first place, child is catching mother. In the second place, mother is catching child. In the same way, I will explain. I explained one example also. So to reach my house, there are two ways. One way from the right side, one way from left side. That means here I added 2 plus 3. In this way, I have taken 3 plus 2. That means the answer we got here same 5. Here also same. Destination is same both and both. But the way is different. So in any way we add two integers, the result is same. So this is the commutative property under addition. Then what about subtraction? If we take subtraction, then what happens? See? So in subtraction, let me take two integers, 2 and 3 only. So 2 minus 3. If we subtracted 3 from 2, then the result is minus 1. Okay. If we subtract, we change the position of the numbers. 3 minus 2. Then we got a positive number. Here we got negative number. Here we got positive number. Both are same? No. So 2 minus 3 is not equal to 3 minus 2. That means commutative property under subtraction is not possible. Under subtraction is not possible. Okay. The next commutative property under multiplication. So under multiplication, that means so 2 into 3, 6. 2 multiplies with 3, 6. If we change the position of the numbers, 3 into 2, then also we got the same results. So this also satisfies. That means 2 into 3 or 3 into 2, both are same. Both ways same result. That means it satisfies. Commutative property under multiplication is possible. Under multiplication is possible. Then what about? Let me check division also. So division. So 2 is divided by 3. We get 2 by 3. 3 is divided by 2. 3 by 2. So is 2 by 3 and 3 by 2 are equal? Is 2 by 3 and 3 by 2 are equal? No, not equal. That means under division, commutative property is not possible. Under division, not possible. So commutative property is satisfying under addition and under multiplication. It is not satisfying under subtraction and division. Okay, let me write the general form of the commutative property. So if A comma B belongs to Z, if A comma B are integers, then A plus B is equal to B plus A. Then A plus B equal to B plus C. Or under multiplication, A into B is equal to B into A. So this is the commutative property under addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But it satisfies only for addition. So commutative property satisfies under addition and under multiplication. But it won't satisfy under subtraction and division. Like this, we learn two properties in properties of integers like closure property and commutative property. Closure property under addition, subtraction, multiplication, it is satisfying but not under division. So likewise, commutative property satisfies under addition and multiplication but not under subtraction and division. Okay.